In this demo, we will show you how to create a form and what we can do with it. In Service Studio, we have already a module open, with a product detail screen created. This screen only has the title defined and the aggregate that fetches the data that we need. Let's start by dragging a form to the screen. Now, we have an empty form that we need to populate with some input fields. As indicated in the canvas, to create the input fields, we can drag the respective data to the form. Let's expand the aggregate, drag the product entity and drop it on the form. As we can see, all the input fields and respective labels were added automatically to the form. The input widget depends on the data types of the attributes added to the form. We have a drop-down to select the product type, and a checkbox for the has stock attribute, among others. All the properties of these inputs are clearly defined as well, including the variable property. The form itself doesn't have any property to hold data. The data in the input fields will be saved in the variable property of each field. Notice that after dragging the entity to the form, a Save button was added automatically. This Save button can be useful to trigger a screen action that will perform any logic over the data, such as adding it to the database. Let's double-click the button to define the screen action. In the screen action, there's some logic to determine if the form is valid. This is actually something that comes from the button being inside the form. The button gets an extra property automatically, alongside the logic in the action, that helps validate the data together. In the action, let's define the logic to create or update the product in the database, using a predefined action. We're done, so let's publish the module and test it in the browser. Let's open the details of a product. We can see the form displaying the info about the chosen product. Let's change the product to be out of stock and select the type to be cleaning. Then, let's click on the Save button. To make sure that it works, let's go back to the product screen and open the details of the product again. As we can see, the data has been saved in the database and is now visible on the screen. So, this is how we can use a form to facilitate the manipulation of data together.